Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I like to talk about books, book reviews, reading vlogs, Song of Ice and Fire, all sorts of stuff like that. So if any of that interests you, then please subscribe. Very literary based content. But today I'm going to be talking about my 2025, I don't even want to say TBR, but some books I'm excited about, some books I'm going to be reading. One I actually already started. So if any of that interests you, then keep watching. Wow, so I am so out of practice, like talking, being on a camera, any of that, but I just kind of want to talk a little bit about some of the books I'm excited about this year. And the first book that I'm really excited about, and it's actually not a new release for the year, but I really want to read The Women by Kristen Hanna, because I actually just finished a different book by her called Comfort and Joy. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a Hallmark movie, like Christmas book. And oh my gosh, do you hear my baby is down here? And he's like smacking. Anyway, it's like a Hallmark movie Christmas book almost. But the thing is, even though the plot line is a little bit Hallmark movie, the writing itself though was incredibly descriptive. I found myself thinking that even though the plot is kind of cute but maybe not my usual cup of tea, the writing was so good that I thought I really have to read something else by this author that's maybe a little more up my alley in terms of what I might be interested in. So I really want to read The Women by Kristen Hanna, possibly Four Winds. I know she has a bunch of super popular books. I've just been sleeping on her, I guess. I don't know. I kind of assumed that they were books that wouldn't super interest me, and then I just randomly wanted to get like a super Christmassy themed book. So I picked that up and I'm like, wow, her descriptions, her like prose, it's just so good, so fun to read, and it's such a joy to read something that has like those beautiful descriptions, because it really puts you in the story, puts you in the place, puts you in the location. So I definitely want to read more from Kristen Hanna in this coming year, specifically The Women first, I think. But you let me know below if you've read a lot of Kristen Hanna, if you have recommendations, what you think is the best. The next, I've got my little list right here though. That was the wrong list. Oh, the next book that I actually already started reading, I'm in the middle of right now, is called Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. And I think I've done some reviews of hers before on this channel. I can't really remember, to be honest. But if I can find them, I will link them somewhere around here. Okay, Beautiful Ugly, I don't want to like spoil it, and I'll probably do a dedicated review to this, but so far it, I would say, is pretty good. It's about this author, Grady, who is on the phone with his wife one day. They live in like a really remote part on the south coast of England. He's on the phone with his wife, and his wife stops and she's like, oh my gosh, there's like a woman in the middle of the road. I'm gonna go help her. And he's like, don't get out of the car, which, side note, yes, don't get out of the car in a situation like that. Call the police first if you can, because many times people use traps. They use a person like that as like bait to get you. That not to fearmonger, but it's a thing. Anyway, so he's right. She should just call the police and then wait for a little bit. And she's like this really empathetic, kind person. So she's like, no, like what would you want someone to do if it were me in the middle of the road? And he's like, I get it, but no. And she gets out of the car and he hears her footsteps go away, and then she doesn't come back, and some other footsteps come back into the car, and he's like, that is like not my wife. And it is so eerie and so creepy. So his wife disappears that day, and he doesn't know what happened to her, and he can't bring himself to write anymore after this. It's like incredibly difficult for him. So while he was signed up for like basically a 2-book deal, he had delivered the first book, he like can't deliver the second book. So his career is in shambles, his personal life is in shambles, he is just absolutely destroyed. And then his not his editor, not his author, his agent. His agent is like stuck by his side, sticks by his side, and is like, no, like I have the thing for you. She was the agent to another really famous author who passed away like a year or two ago and had this really remote cabin on an island off the coast of Scotland. And you have to take like this crazy like rundown ferry to get there. It's like very infrequently visited, and only 25 people live there because it's like a protected area, a protected landscape, and there are all these redwoods there, which is interesting. So yeah, it's really interesting. He gets on this ferry, he gets to this remote island, this beautiful tiny cabin, perfect for one man to like sit and write in. It's really, this has great descriptions and like a really nice atmosphere to it. So anyway, his wife is missing and he's in this cabin, and kind of eerie things start happening is the way I'll describe it. And I won't say a lot more about it, but eerie things start happening, and I think we're gonna uncover more and more about his wife, whether or not she's alive, her whereabouts, how this island is connected to all of it, and whether or not he's going to be able to like write another book, what's happening. So it's very interesting, intriguing, creepy, mystery, kind of horror-ish maybe vibes. I'm into it. It's very eerie, and to be honest, I had to stop last night because I was getting like too scared to go to bed. So I don't want to say like too scared, that sounds so, but I was. If I'm being totally honest, I was getting too like scared to go to bed, so I was like, okay, I have to stop and watch a YouTube video or something like that's a lot more cheery. So hi Tiny Piney, are you a beautiful boy? Do you see that picture? That's on my TBR. It's something I was excited about reading because, like I said, I've read some from Alice Feeney before, and I feel like she's a pretty good author. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I've done the reviews. Like I said, if I can find them, I will link them. But the next book that I'm really excited about in 2025 is Frederick Beckman's new release called My Friends. If you've watched any of my reviews, you probably know that I am a huge fan of everything he writes. Honestly, everything he writes, I think he's hilarious. Even his Instagram captions are absolute gold, hilarious. He's funny, he's thoughtful, he is emotional, he writes just beautiful stories. So, and I read Britt Marie Was Here not that long ago, but I've read like all of the Beartown books. I'll link those around here too. I definitely did reviews on, I think, most of those. Just everything. Anxious People, like so many good books. So I'm really excited for My Friends. Apparently, I think it follows like a group of teenage friends basically. I don't know like all of the details of it, but I think it follows them like through the years as they get older. Yeah, excited to see the details of that. Just really excited to read another anything by him. I'll read like anything he writes. The next one that I'm really excited for, I don't know if excited is the right word. The next book that I am intrigued by is The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers. I read her other book and did a review on it. I will link that somewhere around here. It was a good book. It was pretty intriguing, especially for like a first effort, and I don't think she's like written a lot, but it kind of destroyed me. It broke me a little bit, so I'm a little nervous about this, but I'm hoping that, I don't know, I want to give it a shot because I remember the story in her other book. I don't even remember the name of what it was called, but I'll link my review around here. It was good, and I just am intrigued, and I know she's like a big true crime person. I don't listen to like a ton of true crime or anything like that. Every once in a while I'll have like the moment, but this is definitely one that I am excited for. Intrigued by, maybe again as like the better descriptor. But yeah, those are just a couple things that I'm kind of curious about heading into 2025. I don't have a lot more on this list, but put things below in the comments if you have like other recommendations that you think I should read or review in 2025, and just other things that you're excited for, because I'm kind of finally having a little bit more time and frankly stamina to read again, which is exciting because I've had like 3 babies in 4 years, so I just haven't had a lot of time since this last one because I really kind of almost had 2 babies at once. But anyway, I'm excited to get back into it. Leave your recommendations, all the stuff that you're excited for in 2025 below, and like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you later.